Rocket League absolutely fell off. And I'm sure the Rocket League Glazers are gonna be real mad about this one. But let's just be for real. Fall Guys was a better game than Rocket League. Like, yeah, they both fell off, but at least Fall Guys was fun. But you know, Rocket League has inspired something truly incredible. Cursed, but incredible. Ladies, gentlemen, and beetles of all gender appropriations,
and the pronouns,
I present to you Beetleball. Beetleball is an indie game currently in alpha developed by a small dev team by the name of Bugfight Studios. Beetleball is a game about dung beetle soccer for up to 12 players, and although this goofy game is only in alpha, it outshines many other indie games and honestly, in my opinion, even Rocket League. But what makes the game so great? Let me repeat what I just said. The game is about beetle soccer. If that isn't enough to sell you on the idea, then I think you just have no joy or whimsy or love in your heart, and I think that you live a really sad life. My name's Seaweed. I'm a top 3 player and I discover tech. One of the techs that I found has actually been made into a feature, so I'm like really goated and pretty much the best player. Don't fact check me. But now that we're introduced, I'm sure you're wondering, is this game even worth playing? You know, as a concept, Beetleball is really simple. It's dung beetle soccer, of course. You can combine 5 regular dung balls and create a golden dung ball, which is your method of scoring. But that feature really turns the game from simple soccer to this kind of frenetic free-for-all of decision making. And once that gold ball is in play, that really dictates the flow of the game. Everything is just so threatening and chaotic, but really fun. You know, like a pit bull in a tutu or something like that. In a word, the game is explosive in every aspect, and although on paper it definitely sounds like a lot, once you get in the flow, you feel unstoppable. Like in Disney and Pixar's Soul 2020. In any good game, there has to be good movement, and Beetleball truly has some of the best movement of any game that I've ever played, and I've played a lot of games. Something about the movement is just so free-flowing and open compared to movesets in other games. Some of the basic movement includes a flutter, a headbutt, and my personal favorite, gliding. Gliding is one of the most important mechanics and the most important movement mechanic in the game. It also allows for an advanced tech called a momentum transfer, which is so much fun. It can be abused by Ladybug though, which is an issue, but you know, that's not what we're here to talk about, right? We're here to talk about the love of the game, the Beetleball. So ignoring that last part about Ladybug, that's just the basic movement that all beetles can do. Like, what is the point of having different beetles? Well, basically, every beetle has not just one, but two special abilities that are completely unique to that class. There's a big jump, spewing acid, there's earth bending, there's Marvel Rivals Jeff Alt. You know, there's something for everybody here. The game also really keeps you on your toes with all the unique interactions between beetles. I personally got hooked on this game because it feels like there's always more to discover. It kind of brings me back to when I was like 5 playing Super Mario Galaxy and I learned that there was some kind of movement or like mechanic that wasn't immediately obvious, and it would absolutely blow my mind. And this depth of game mechanic really separates Beetleball from other games that have come out in recent times. For most games, what you see is exactly what you get. The movement is very surface level. But with Beetleball, there's so many things that have been discovered and that I'm sure are waiting to be discovered. The game state is always changing, and it's really incredible to see. Beetleball is very obviously being made with player fun as the main focus, and because of that, I don't think that it's ever going to get stale. But at the very least, it definitely has more replayability than Rocket League. But okay, fun gameplay, fun movement, who even cares? Nobody cares, nobody cares. What about the maps? What about the audio design? Because that's what we really care about. Can it compete with a gaming giant like Rocket League? Well, my dear Beetle, the short answer is yes. Kind of. Some things are a little buggy, you know, some may say even Beetle-y, you know, I'm saying that it could be said that maybe it's a little Beetle-y, I don't know. Anyways, the maps themselves are all really distinct from one another, and they really make an impact. In general, the maps have a lot of positive traits, especially the older maps, but even the newer maps. Some may seem low effort, or maybe even unfinished, but that's only on the surface, because they really bring a whole new flavor to the game with their simplicity. And there's a lot to offer in terms of maps, even with the limited selection that we have. There's big maps, there's small maps, there's detailed maps, minimalistic maps, and if the more competitive maps aren't your speed, there's even party game friend slop as a map. There's really something for everybody. But one thing every map has in common is that they provide a lot of fun, and a unique experience. There's a lot to learn about every map, and sometimes knowing where a bounce pad is can be the difference between being an MVP and being a fraud. You know, just ask the top 10 players because they know a lot about being frauds. As for the audio, right now, it's good. You know, the sound effects I think are really solid, and you know, it's actively being developed and made better, but in the wise words of Abby Lee Miller, I'm waiting for it to be great. As far as game modes, cosmetics, and extras go, there aren't any at this exact moment, but the devs put out pretty big weekly updates, so you never really know what could be coming out next. Maybe we're closer to some cosmetics than you think. And on that note, there does happen to be a tournament this upcoming weekend where you have the chance to win and be the owner of the first 24-karat La Beetle. If you want that golden beetle skin, you know, you're gonna have to sign up and you're gonna have to win. How can you even get more info about this tournament? How do I sign up? If you really want to be in the tournament, let me enlighten you. The best and only way to sign up for this tournament is to join the Discord. But why should you join the Discord? Why? I'm sure you're wondering, like, what do you get? Why would you join this Discord server? People join the server because it's a trend. Somebody doing it and everybody else doing it. Like, why do I join the server? Why do I join the community? Allow me to enlighten you. Basically, the community is pretty small right now. It has about 700 people, which is a lot, a huge accomplishment even. But as far as people who are active, it's probably more like 20 to 30 who are on daily, and they're pretty much all sweats. But those of us who play a lot, we're really good people, let me tell you, not clickbait. Being in the Discord server and playing with other Beetleball fanatics, it's really comfortable and fun, and it's competitive, but it's not toxic. But most importantly, the people are kind, including the devs. The server is small enough that the devs are active in chat and are extremely community oriented. Basically, anyone in the server can speak or play directly with a dev. You can even trash talk them, you know, I mean, like, if that's really what you want to do, right up your alley, go ahead. Like, you absolutely, well, maybe not that, but you can never do any of that with a dev of a AAA game. Closeness with the devs can't last, obviously, as the game gains traction, but right now it's incredible to be a part of. If Beetleball seems like a game for you, you can find an invite to the server in the description, and I'll see you in there. It's finally time to answer the question this video aimed to tackle. Is this game better than Rocket League? Well, yeah. Did you expect me to say no? Of course it's better than Rocket League. Rocket League sucks. But to be honest, it kind of depends what you're looking for. Rocket League is a soccer game stripped down to a few basic components. Everyone's kind of on the same playing field, and it's purely skill. No matter how creatively you play, if you're outskilled, you just lose. And Beetleball is pretty much the opposite of that. The winner is decided by awareness and creativity, and it's just different from Rocket League. There's a lot to focus on and pay attention, from ability cooldowns to dung spawn to the amount of dung your opponent currently has. And skill expression comes from the way that you utilize your abilities and positioning to get the upper hand, which sounds really sweaty. So is this game even casual friendly? Well, my dear ex-Rocket League player who has heard "what a save" one too many times, the barrier for entry is basically non-existent. If you play Beetleball with friends around your skill level, no matter what level that is, you will absolutely have fun. Bugfight Studios has taken a Sisyphean task and has executed it in a way that makes it look so easy. Really, kudos to them. Big round of applause for Bugfight Studios. What they're doing, it really is something to be commended, I think. But keep in mind also, this is a review of an alpha build. The potential that it has going forward is absolutely unmatched, and there's a lot of things in the works right now that we've heard about from the devs and such. It's gonna be something really special. And I really can't believe that a game this peak doesn't have a cult following yet. If you want to play, the alpha build is free on Steam. Just look up Beetleball. It is the Beetleball playtest. You can play right now. What are you doing? Finish the video, but what are you doing? You could be playing Beetleball right now. All of that being said, Ladybug is broken and needs nerfs. 0 out of 10, bad game, could not recommend. Worst game of all time, never would play this, never would play it again. Stupid game, I hate this game. But I will be playing it again, so if that tells you, yeah. Thank you for watching the video. Comment down below with what kind of Beetleball content you'd like to see next, and with your controversial opinions. Do you think Ladybug is balanced? If you do, you're wrong. Subscribe so I can momentum transfer back into your recommended, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Bye.